Hello there. Welcome to the Nick Zone. So, the conference finals are starting tonight. Forgive me for not having done a playoff recap of the second round. I'll do that right now just before I preview each conference finals. So, the Vegas Golden Knights eliminated Connor McDavid and the Edmonton Oilers. What a series that was. And weird official decisions. Um, the referees were so bad in that series. Pietrangelo only getting a one-game suspension for practically trying to chop off the arm of Leon Draisaitl. Again, there's nothing that can be done now. The series is done. Vegas moved on. They eliminated the Oilers. Reason for that, Stuart Skinner, the Edmonton Oilers goalie, was extremely bad. He was probably the worst goalie out of the playoffs. Not even a question. So, Vegas moves on. Dallas beat Seattle in 7. I never saw that coming. Yes, not the Stars winning, but the Kraken forcing Game 7. I really thought that the Dallas Stars were gonna beat them easily in 5 or 6 games, and the Kraken proved me wrong again. But they lost in 7. Now the Stars move on. So, conference finals of Vegas versus Dallas. These teams know each other. They faced each other in 2020 when the Stars made it to the final against the Lightning. Stars eventually lost that final, but these teams know each other. But they're a lot different. In 2020, Vegas did not have Jack Eichel. And their goaltender wasn't Adin Hill. And this and that. In 2020, the Stars did not have Jake Oettinger. They did not have a superstar Jason Robertson. The Denis Gurianov was on the top line, if I remember correctly. There was a lot that has changed since this playoffs. But let's look at these two teams. On one side, you got the Vegas Golden Knights, and they're a great team. Great offense, great defense. Goaltending is where I have a bit of a question mark. You had Thompson at the start of the season. He was great, then got injured. Now, at the start of the playoffs, you had Brossoit. He was decent, then got injured. Now you have Hill, who's been amazing, but doesn't have a track record of being amazing for a long time. Sitting on the bench, you have Jonathan Quick. I think I would be most confident in putting Quick in net, but Vegas went to Adin Hill. So that for me is the weak spot on Vegas. It's the goaltending. So Dallas, you have a great offense, an awesome defense, and a great goalie. Yes, Oettinger has been pulled twice, but if you've seen his record, just after a loss this season, Jake Oettinger, if I remember correctly, and don't quote me on that, but I think after a loss this season and in the playoffs, he is 22 wins, 1 loss, 3 losses in overtime. The man is on a different level after a loss. So, Dallas has the better goalie. On my opinion, defense is probably the spot where they're still a slight edge to Dallas. Offense, it's a tie. You have Jack Eichel on one side, Joe Pavelski, Tyler Seguin, Mark Stone. You got Jason Robertson, and then you got Chandler Stevenson. So many good players in this series, and it's going to be a blast. I'm predicting, though, I'm sticking to my Stanley Cup pick. The Dallas Stars will win in 6 games. Moving on to the Eastern Conference. The Florida Panthers, who I never saw going this far in the playoffs, against the Carolina Hurricanes. And boy, it's so hard to bet against the Panthers right now, right? So hard to bet against them. But that's what I'm going to do again. I bet it against them in the first round, I bet it against them in the second round, and I'm still going to bet against them right now. I'm picking the Hurricanes just because I don't think the Panthers can keep the miracle run going. Not to say that it's a miracle, but the odds were against them every single playoff so far. And I don't see them coming out of that series. And plus, the Hurricanes probably get Teravainen back in this series. Maybe tonight. He was in game time decision for game one. Again, he broke his hand in round one. So I don't know if he's going to be able to really play well. I mean, the broken hand is pretty important in hockey. But yeah, again, you look at the two teams. Florida, extremely fast, extremely physical, bang and crash. And you got Bobrovsky, who's been finally worth his contract. On the other side, you got a banged-up Carolina offense, but they're still amazing. Jordan Martinook, talk about a guy coming out of nowhere, and he's one of the best players in the playoffs. Sebastian Aho, we all knew was going to be good. Jordan Staal is still a beast. Speaking about the Staals, all three brothers are in this conference finals. You got Eric and Mark on the Panthers, and you got Jordan on the Hurricanes. It's so intense. And imagine their parents going through that, seeing your three sons playing against each other in the conference finals. The winner gets to go and play for the Stanley Cup. And I don't know if the parents have a bit of favorites, but Eric's won the cup with the Hurricanes in 2006. Jordan won the cup with the Penguins in 2009. Mark has never won the cup. So maybe they have a bit of slightest edge against Florida because, hey, maybe Mark should win the Stanley Cup. But, hey, I'm rooting for Jordan. He's a former Penguin. He's one of my favorite players as well. So, Hurricanes are my pick in 7 games. It will not be easy. It will be so tough for them to come out of this series. And I think if they come out of it, they will be banged up. They will be hurt. They will be tired. And they will go on to the Stanley Cup final being at an extreme disadvantage, just having played a team as intense as the Panthers. So, these are my prediction. Again, Tkachuk will have a great series for the Panthers. Bennett will just be himself. He will try to hurt players as he did against Toronto, and it worked. I mean, the officials don't call anything in the playoffs, so you can basically get away with murder. So we'll see what happens, but I'm extremely excited for these playoffs, and it's starting tonight. Hurricanes and the Panthers are playing tonight, so we'll see where that goes. But it's gonna be a great conference finals on each side, so we'll see who comes out of it. So based on my prediction, the Cup final will be Dallas against Carolina. And you know what? I'm saying it right now. Dallas will win the Stanley Cup. That's my pick. The Dallas Stars are going to win the Stanley Cup. But for that, they have to beat the Vegas Golden Knights. So we'll see where that goes. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to click like and subscribe if you liked the video. Share it with your friends. Thank you very much.